Beat Map Bat Rap!
Welcome back to Beat Map Bat Rap. This is round 4 of Tyranids vs. Necrons. Tyranids, not Tyranids. Anyways, Tyranids turn 4. Shrikes are going to fly over to try to take on the Death Marks. And then we've got the other Shrike and a bunch of Gene Stealers going to take out all these warriors. However, I am running into cover, which means that he's going to get to hit me first, which is just sad. But what are you going to do? Because these guys do not have adrenal glands, so they do not get the Furious Charge bonus to make them at least strike at Initiative 2 when they charge through cover. Or maybe the cover always is Initiative 1. Whatever. I'll check that when it actually comes up. Gargoyles are charging forward, getting ready to help out maybe with the occupants inside if they ever do decide to fall out of there. And we got the Doom of Malantai, and he fails his leadership test, but he does get a cover save, but one guy does go down, but that only brings the Doom of Malantai's wounds up to 4 in total. And then does the guy come back? He does. Because there's no shooting at him. Because that was all my shooting. Right there. Just a Doom of Malantai. He decides not to fire his little blast thing. It just wasn't worth it. Trigon charges the Monolith, hoping to take it down. Because I need to get through it. Because we're almost done. We're on turn 4. I need to push through and take over that other Bastion. And then some nice close combat attacks here. And he gets to... Hold on, what are we doing right here? We are... Oh, this is against the Death Mark. Sorry, I got my combat split up there. 4 of the 5 Death Marks do go down, so the one survives and gets to hit back with his full 1 attack, and he misses. And so he loses by 4, and he fails his leadership test. And, of course, he gets overrun because I have, like, 3 initiative higher than him, or 2, or whatever. Trigon then gets to hit the Monolith. Only manages 4 hits. That's a penetrating, though. Another penetrating. A nothing. And a penetrating. So, or sorry, glancing. The glancing does not much, and the penetrating explodes it. So that Necron Monolith is gone. So the explosion does hit the Trigon, but fails to wound it. So thankfully that Monolith is gone. The other one's pretty much neutered, so I'm not too worried about it. And then in close combat, he does get to hit me first, and manages to do nothing. So now I get to hit him, and try to do as much damage as I can. And I need to take these guys out so that I can go and help over at the other Bastion. But unfortunately, all I do is kill one of the warriors with the Gene Stealers. And then the warrior fails to really do anything. And then we get more attacks. Hold on, I got that backed up. Obviously, he got to hit me first. And now I get to hit him lots. One of them falls off, and he does lose more. It was him that wounded me. So got a little mix up there. All but one warrior goes down. Does he run? He does not. How many of these guys come back? A bunch of them. All but one come back. So that is what we call a tar pit. Warriors are very good at that. Hitting with my strength 6 running, 2 running hits. 1 actually manages to penetrate and then roll a lousy 2, which becomes a 3. I destroyed one of the weapons. Oh, big deal. That's stupid. Retarded. Stupid Bastions are too strong. Necrons turn 4. Annihilation Barge moves over. Doom of Malantai then sucks brains out, but fails. Then the heavy bolters fire at the Parasite and the Gargoyle that's remaining, and manage to do a wound on the Parasite and kill the Gargoyle as well. Annihilation Barge then fires at the Parasite, trying to finish it off. It is only toughness 4, so he should be able to do this pretty easily. But what happens? Oh, the Parasite dies, unfortunately. Firing at the Trigon, desperately trying to take it down with his Gauss Flare or Gauss Flux Arc or Gauss, whatever you want to call it. Firing to the Doom of Malantai as well, and he manages 1 hit and fails to wound, so really crappy shooting here. Firing at the Gargoyles, manages to kill 2 of them. Now, something you're going to notice here is I'm not holding that objective, which means even though I'm got the one objective because I'm the attacker, I don't have this one, and I'm all the way on the other side of the board, and the Ripper Swarms can't take it. So I need to kill these guys in close combat. Now finally I get to hit him first, but I roll lousy for my number of hits, and he actually manages to save them all. And so I actually don't really kill any of them right here. Now the Shrike still gets to hit and all that, and I do manage to kill one of the warriors, but then he gets to hit back, and he fails to inflict any wounds, and then I kill 2 more of them. Or no, sorry, I was still killing him with the Strike. It's hard to follow this sometimes. Holy moly. And he does manage to finish off the Strike. Does he run? He does not. Do these 3 guys come back? One of them does come back. So that's the end of turn 4, and I'm still stuck in combat over there. I need to kill them, but the problem is even if I kill them during my turn, I'm not going to be able to get to the other Bastion. It's really up to the Trigon to get over there, or the Shrikes to get over there with a run or something, because turn 5 could be the end, and if turn 5 ends, it could be a draw. And draws just suck, even though it's a beat map bat rep and I technically kind of win on a draw. I don't count that because it's, you know, he just doesn't get the prize. I'd rather actually be able to win. So end of round 4, you can see where we're at right here. Now we're going to head into Tyranids turn 5 to see what happens. It's really all up to the Trigon getting really good move through cover and runs. The Shrikes are going to move their 12 inches as well. They're just desperate to get over there if they can, but it's really up to the Trigon, because if he gets a good run, then he can also charge, which will give him the extra move. So I have to stay 1 inch away from the Monolith. In the shoot phase, these guys do run and get out of the way of the Trigon, and the Trigon goes to run, but unfortunately only gets to move like about 4 inches, and so he's just out of charge range. Doom Malantine once again. I do manage to suck one of the wounds out of these warriors, but unfortunately, and it doesn't come back, which is nice, but that's not enough to really do enough damage. So the Trigon then attempts to run and fails to get, or sorry, when he charges, he fails to roll enough on his move through cover to get him, and so I do not get to that objective. And then in close combat, trying to finish this group off. At this point, it doesn't really matter too much, because it's turn 5, and so this could be the last round. And he survives! Actually survives. There's one guy left in there. Does he run? Or no, he gets to hit back first with his one attack. He fails to do anything. But does he run? Of course not. He stays put. Do these two guys get back up? No, thankfully. There's only one guy left. But we're still tar pitted over there as we go into Necron's turn 5. He really, really wants to kill that Trigon, so he moves the Annihilation Barge a little bit. Doom Malantine tries to suck the brains out, fails once again. Annihilation Barge fires at the Trigon and manages 4 solid hits, and it manages quite a few wounds, but that's how many wounds it manages. I had 3+ saves, failed only 1 out of 7 of those. Trigon stays alive. Does it arc? It arcs into the Shrikes, manages a couple wounds, and takes one of them down to 2 out of their 3 wounds. Then he's going to fire with his heavy bolters into the guys. Does not manage to wound the Trigon, but does manage to wound the Mycetic Spore. Doesn't matter too much. And one fires at the Ripper Swarms. Other 2 fire at the Ripper Swarms, but don't manage any wounds. Desperately trying to kill the Trigon, who's down to his last wound, and he fails to wound it. Close combat, this last guy's got to die. He's just got to die. Finally dies. Cannot come back. End of round 5. We're going to have to see if the game is over in just a second, but let's take a look at the board. The score is 1-1. I hold the one objective, the Crater. He holds the other, the Bastion. And if the game is over at this point, then it is a tie, which in essence is, in the Beat Map Bat Rep, allows me to not give up the prizes, but that's not the point. So we got to roll 3+, the game will continue. A 1 or 2, the game is over. If he hits a 3+, I will definitely win. There's no way I will not get there. And, oh, he rolls a 1. Game is over. And we have an official tie.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed this battle report. That was a very close game. Necrons unfortunately didn't have enough firepower to take down the Tyranid swarms, but they did hold them off long enough. Maybe they got like beamed back or something, and so it's a moral victory, right? So it was a draw in the end, if you didn't see that. But definitely put up a good fight. So great game. Yeah. Unfortunately, you did not beat Matt, so you don't get the prizes, but we do have a consolation prize, so you won't go home empty-handed. I hope that you enjoyed this battle report. Vault members, stay tuned for the post-game show where we'll talk about the game and tactics for Tyranids and Necrons. Everybody else, stay tuned for even more battle reports. If you want to challenge me to a Beat Map Bat Rep or any kind of battle report, email me at matthew@miniwargaming.com, or you can also challenge Dan or Dave as well by emailing them. This is Matthew from Mini Wargaming. Happy wargaming.